A video of a young Indian handcuffed and pinned down by authorities at a US airport in Newark has gone viral. It has also snowballed into a political issue. What is the story behind this viral video? A video that has triggered a political argument here back at home. I'm Barkha Dutt, you're with the Mojo Story. On the program today, we will be looking at the truth behind this viral video, a video that shocked Indians as a young Indian who evidently was a student, at least that's what the first report suggested, was captured on camera, pinned to the ground, handcuffed by US authorities, crying and pleading for help and saying he was treated worse than an animal. The video was filmed by Kunal Jain, who is actually based out of India but who happened to be at the airport at the same moment. The video triggered a political war. The Congress started targeting the Modi government, saying, "Why aren't you doing more?" The MEA initially said that they were in touch with authorities. Since then, ANI is reporting that the entry of this young person into the United States of America was illegal and lacked proper documentation. The American embassy has issued a statement saying visa abuse will not be tolerated. What is the story behind this video? Who is this man? Is he a student? Was he an illegal entrant, as is now being pointed out by the Americans? What led to him being handcuffed and pinned to the ground? I want to now welcome to the program the person who gave us and the country and the world these viral images, Kunal Jain. He's the founder of the Son of India Foundation. He's now based out of India, but has himself studied and lived in the United States of America. Thank you so much, Kunal, for your time. And it's good to see you again. Can you tell us a little bit of where you were, how you ended up filming this, what you saw, and what you know so far? Kunal.
Well, thank you, Barkha, for this. So I'm glad finally we have some information about the boy, which I was very worried about it because for it's almost like 4 days. So now we know that he's in a medical facility and he's being treated and he will come back. So that's good news. But I was coming from Tampa. That's where my home is. I lived in Tampa for 22 years, Florida. And I was at Newark Airport. And right there, when we were in the very early first class queue, and this activity was happening right at the gate of the aircraft. Initially, nobody noticed it because everybody thought it's probably somebody, a Mexican or somebody who is going back. But then, because the flight was coming to Delhi, it was quite obvious that whoever they are handling is probably somebody who is going to be going to Delhi. So that actually triggered my mind. But nobody was able to understand what this guy was like blabbering, or he was like speaking or yelling or screaming in a very faint language. So finally I could get two lines that मैं पागल नहीं हूँ, मुझे पागल मत समझो, मैं पागल नहीं हूँ, मुझे पागल मत समझो. So, or you can hear it like a little bit in that video also. So I thought that I don't know why they are doing it. But then since everybody was aware what ICE raids were going on, so we thought it's just a part of one of those raids where some illegal alien or somebody who's being pushed out and they are sending him back. But when they started treating him in a manner you see in the video, that actually made a lot of us very angry inside. We were like about 7-8 people in the first class. We all started discussing what is happening. One of us was a psychiatric doctor, and he offered his help. That can I help? But these two initially there were only 2 police officers. They said no, we don't need any help. You just stay away. And then because we knew what is missing was the communication between them and this boy, because they were not able to understand what he is saying.
What do you think he meant? Can I actually play the video with sound up? And then I want to ask you, who was he addressing when he was saying "मैं पागल नहीं हूँ, I'm not crazy"? I want to just play. Okay, you say first, and then I'll play the video. Who was he addressing when he was saying "मैं पागल नहीं हूँ"?
So now we know because he has a court order. That's what the ANI says. So yeah. Which means that he was probably struggling with the attorney and fighting a case against DHS or whoever it is. And they were trying to say that he is mentally unstable or he has a psychic reason and he should not be here in the United States. He might have got the visa in error or by mistake or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So I think his attorney was trying to prove that he is not mad or crazy. That stuck in his head. And I, so just because I'm there in United States for 22 years, I know how the system works. So this might be the situation. I'm just guessing. And he is still trying to repeat the same thing, which his attorney probably have told him that he is not mad. मैं पागल नहीं हूँ, मुझे पागल मत बनाओ, मैं पागल नहीं हूँ, मुझे पागल मत बनाओ. That's
Can
the
I can I
only.
can I play this video? We just want to play the video with sound, the video that you filmed and that gave the world this talking point. Let's take a look.
हो गया मैं.
What is he saying exactly there?
He said pagal ho gaya main. So he's questioning them because I think now the things are clear when I said that he has a court order pending or court order
Yeah.
said that he has to go, which means clearly someone was representing him in the court.
You know, he seems very young. How old do you think he was to your eye?
I think he should not be more than 20-year-old. He's very young. So he might have come here as a traveler, so on a traveler's visa or something, and then ended up into some kind of asylum situation where they were assessing his medical condition. And that's why he probably was represented by an attorney, and that's why there is a court order. Otherwise, normally people in a normal circumstances don't go to the court. If his case has gone to the court, which means somebody must be definitely representing him.
Can I understand this? You see this happening at Newark in New Jersey. You are all going back to India. Presumably, either this boy or young man is being put on a plane back to India, or what is happening? Why is he at the airport? Has he entered? Is he being deported? Why is he there?
Yeah, he was being deported. They were trying to push him into the aircraft. But since he became violent, a
I
pilot
see.
came and pilot says, I cannot take a violent passenger into the aircraft
What do you
because of
mean
the.
he became violent? Explain what
He
do you mean?
started hitting his head when they were pushing him. They were pinning him down. He started. You see, he started hitting his head with to the wall, and then when he pinned them down, then he started his head on the floor. So, and the way he was yelling and screaming, so everybody was scared. And there is a policy, airline policy, I guess, that if there's some violent passengers, they don't allow.
You have studied at MIT. You have
I
lived in
did some courses, yes, in
some
MIT and
courses. You have lived, you have spent time in America.
yes,
Uh,
22 years.
Even before the age of Trump, you know, US authorities at airports are quite stern. What is your sense of what has happened here? Because the details are hazy. I just want to read out the ANI full statement to you. If we can have the ANI statement on the screen, I'll just read this out because the details are very, very hazy. With regard to a social post about an Indian national detained in Newark, our consulate in New York has ascertained that the individual who belongs to Haryana had entered the US illegally without a valid visa and was being deported back to India as per a court order. During his transit in Newark, on finding his behavior not conducive for travel, he was restrained and admitted to a medical facility. Once he is fit to travel, the individual will be deported to India. Our consulate continues to remain engaged with the US authorities on this matter. This is what we know now.
So this
So I'm
sounds a
not
very.
sure. I'm not sure that he was a student. He was at first described to
No,
be a
he was not a
student.
student. No, he's not a
Exactly.
student. He's
Yeah.
not a student. He's a regular traveler
Yeah.
who ended up getting a visa because what happens, like if he's young, probably 15 years old or 16 years old, you can
Yeah.
get a visa through your family member that you are traveling with a family member. The only worry that I'm surprised no family member has come to rescue him. And he
Right.
might have family members in US, otherwise he
Yeah.
would not be traveling there. So either they are afraid of something or his family members in India, because in last 4 days we didn't see any comments or anything coming out of his family, so which I'm
Yeah.
very surprised. And
That's yeah. That's very surprising. So either he has family that is also maybe not on proper documentation in the US and they
no,
don't want to be
yeah.
caught.
Oh no, but
Yeah.
even if they have, see what, so in old days, you asked me a question, what used to happen. there
Yeah.
was always, see, there nothing changed in United States as far as the immigration law is concerned. It was always like that, and
Yeah.
there is nothing wrong in it. If you are illegal, you are supposed to go back. But in old days, people used to have a flexible policy. They used to find attorneys, and these attorneys used to file asylum cases. So there are a lot of asylum cases for a lot of people all over the world, those who are immigrants. People used to go, you have seen movies, you have seen a lot of things on those.
Yeah.
But especially last 6 months, when Mr. Trump started cracking all those people,
Mm.
this is what happening, that they are trying to find those people who are hiding into the corners and into the buildings. I have heard they are doing raids in New
Yeah.
York's in different apartments. So that's where they find these people,
Yeah.
and
Can
when
I-
they find it,
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
no,
ahead.
when they find these people, so in particular this case, if he has a court order, so which means he might have had a court ordered that he is illegal. It was never implemented or executed before. So now they probably found the boy, they brought him to the airport, and they were pushing him into the aircraft.
How do you feel about your video having triggered a political spat in India? Because the Congress picked up these images and they started questioning the Modi government. But the first piece of information that came in, that's the Congress spokesperson there, Supriya Srinath. She's holding up the images from your video and saying, "Oh, the government. Why is the government accepting this?" and so on. But again, at that time, it was not known who this person is, that he had entered illegally, which is now established. He was described to be a student who was being deported. Now it doesn't seem like he was a student at all. I'm just wondering, as the man who filmed this and gave us this story, how did you feel that your video had triggered this political war?
Well, as far as the political war is concerned, I can tell you, United States won't care about any of those things.
That's
So it
right.
doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what Congress does to BJP, what BJP says to Congress. It's just irrelevant.
Yeah.
In U.S. system, it is absolutely irrelevant. And they follow a constitution, they follow the law. So if the law says he has a court order pending, he has to go back. So
Yeah.
there is nothing we can do as far as the country is concerned or a nation is concerned. The only thing we
Absolutely.
can do, could have done is, which we could have done earlier, like 2 days ago, but I think that's what explains, since he has a court order pending, so it took probably 3-4 days for Indian embassies to find out the truth, which is good. At least we
What
know
would,
the truth.
yeah, what would you say to young people who, once you're an illegal entrant, of course, India can say, look, if you want to deport something, um, you do it within the bounds of established
Yeah, I
universal
tell you
principles.
my experience for last 22 years. I have seen all kind of people going to United States on different type of visa. United
Yeah,
States, a great country for immigrants. People come there from all over the world. There are so many choices and options people can choose from, different type of visa categories, different type of options. So you don't have to be illegal. You
that's
can
right.
go to United States through legal
That's
routes.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. And that's really important to say because, after that, no matter how shocking the images are, if you're on the wrong side of the law, there isn't a great
You always,
argument to be made.
yeah, you
You know,
will
for
always
me,
go.
for me personally, from the time I saw your video to today, when I know that he entered illegally, it's a completely different response. I mean, obviously, when you were there and you saw this, it disturbed you. But he entered illegally, and the moment you're an illegal entrant into another country, you're a criminal. And so the debate completely shifts. And so, to every young person, please listen to Kunal's words. Enter legally. Otherwise, even your own country cannot protect you. And I think that's the
No,
important.
nobody. And I always, this is my personal view. America is like a big brother to the world, and
Yeah,
they always maintain that if somebody else would be there, if it would be a police, like a regular police, they would have
yeah,
put a gun on him. They did not put a gun on him. So at least
yeah,
So if it would be on the street, they would have put on a gun on him. It was
yeah,
at the uh, aircraft, they could not do that. But yes, but as far as the visual is concerned, I still feel that this bleeds my heart as an Indian,
yeah, yeah,
and that's why I captured it, despite of all of my like co-passengers. They were like warning me, you're going to lose your status, you are a US citizen. And I said, it's just, I can't see this.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
painful.
Yeah. And therefore, the moral of the story is please do not enter illegally. Once you're on the wrong side of the law, there's nothing anybody can do to help you. Kunal, thank you for giving us this video. And now, for actually, the details are slowly emerging. But if it were not for your video, we wouldn't have even known about this entire case. Kunal Jain, founder of the Son of India Foundation, thank you for talking to us. Take care. See you
Thank
soon.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye, Kunal.
Bye.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.